Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is episode 48, I believe, of Making a Man. Just gonna admit it, I did not record a single thing on the weekend. I was incredibly busy on the Saturday and the Sunday. Sunday I wasn't even in the area. I drove up to Coventry, drove back down to Coventry, spent the day with my brother. So I was not recording that day. Again, yes, I should have prepped a video. Yes, I should have been more in control, but I wasn't. The weekends are not my strong point. I've known that, and you guys know that. But you know, just as I was getting momentum again, just as the views are picking up, you know, likes are picking up, we're going back to normal. I do the same thing, and I don't record on the weekends. It is my greatest weakness. Unfortunately, I'm not committed 100% like I should be. And you know, just as we're reaching 50 episodes of this series, I'm still not following the script. I didn't weigh in today either. Today's a Monday. I should have weighed in. But no. I need to lock in extremely quickly before I start falling off again. But anyways, regardless of that, we're going to keep pushing forward. We're going to stay strong during the weekdays. Like, genuinely, this series is just like my real life. During the weekdays, I'm so committed. I'm 100% with it. On track every day, doing the right things every day. And then the second it's the weekend, don't record, don't really stick to my diet. It's not great, to be honest, but it's a learning curve. It's something that I need to habitualize, you know, sticking to the plan, or maybe even I should be creating a weekend plan, because the one I have right now in my calendar is not sufficient. So what I'm going to do, I'll say it in the video so I remember, I'll write it down as well so I remember. I am going to do a fresh calendar, fresh in the sense that all new, well, not all new, but weekend calendar is going to be new. It's going to be realistic as well, and it's going to be build up upon a goal. If that makes any sense. It means that I start slow, start easy, then I can build upon it and, you know, make it better, and, you know, actually evolve with it. Let the calendar make me evolve, and evolve with the calendar as well. That is my current plan, relating to the progression of this and me as a man. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm becoming a lot more eloquent with my speech. I'm taking more breathers in between words. I am slowing myself down so that I'm not stuttering as much. I still struggle on the odd word like remember and suggestion. It's just some words where I see the word coming up ahead in my sentence, and I don't actually sound out the word before I say it. So it just comes out like suggestion, like that, not suggestion. Anyways, it's something we're building upon. It's something that takes time to get good at. You know, some people are fortunate enough that they are amazing at speaking, and they actually sound like they speak the English language, and it's their first language. Whereas me, it doesn't even sound like I speak the English language sometimes. But you know, it's something we're developing upon. Also, I never even mentioned, but I've been doing some DUOLINGO recently, and it's not something I've mentioned before on the channel, but I was actually brought up in a household that pushed learning a secondary language. So my grandmother, God rest her soul, she was Lebanese, 100% Lebanese, born Arabic, speaking Arabic, and my mother never actually learned any Arabic from her. So this is kind of doesn't even make sense, but so in order for my mum to kind of push, you know, learning another language, seeing as she never learned Arabic, my mum took French to a very, very high level, almost to the point where she was reading French literature how you read English literature in British schools and the British schooling system. So, moving on from that, I was also brought up very, very early on in my year. I think maybe by the time I was 10, I was at a very high advanced French level, to the point where I could read entire books in French and understand everything. Very, very high level. And then once I came to the UK, because my level was so high, instead of actually taking my GCSE and just passing French there and then, which I probably should have, I just redid French, and I lost all my skills and gained them all back again, and then kind of didn't do anything after I finished secondary school, which kind of led me to forget my French and not practice that skill that I was really, really good at. And I'm very, very good at memorizing things like languages. So because of that, about 24 days ago, I started doing Duolingo, French on Duolingo, and it's been really, really enjoyable actually, because you have the points and the accuracy score. Although I've been fortunate enough I kept my Duolingo account from when I was in secondary school, and the account is still active, so I've got unlimited hearts. I can't run out of energy or have to pay for any subscription. I have more or less the full access. Just I don't have any of the social features like the rank, the leaderboards and stuff, which would be cool, but that'd be gamifying it a bit too much. And maybe at some point I will just end up paying for the full the full subscription with the leaderboards and stuff. But for now, I'll just stick to it right now as I am. And when I reach 50 days of French, I'm going to transition and start Arabic on top of that. So I'm going to learn French, Arabic, and eventually I want to learn Icelandic. Those are my 3 native languages from the majority of my inheritance and my ethnicity. Arabic especially I want to learn, seeing as I'm going to be travelling to Dubai in a few months' time. It'll be nice to have a little bit of Arabic under my belt. Not that I necessarily need it, seeing as Dubai is a first world country and most people actually speak English as a first language. Just like, I think it'll be cool to know the languages that my ancestors spoke and all my family speak. I think it'll be handy. French is just one of those universal languages where I think it's just good to have either French or Spanish or Mandarin under your belt. And and then if I want to be really, really, really adventurous, I'll try and learn like Japanese or something really, really difficult. Although I feel like with things like Japanese and even Arabic or Icelandic, I might need a tutor to help me. But once we get there, we'll figure those things out. But it's always good to start on something easy like Duolingo for memory skills and just very basic learning. Anyways, moving on to the actual day. So I'll just quickly summarize it. Today I did so for food we did breakfast bar, 500 grams of mince, 200 grams of rice, a big handful of veg. We had porridge, and that's it. So the standard, my diet plan is what we had so far, and we're going to be having 10 eggs with 2 slices of toast come this evening when I get home and after I've taken a shower. And for the workout we did a pull day, We started off with everything. We did 2 sets, minus one thing I'll tell you a bit later. Everything was 2 sets, so we started off with lat pull downs, 2 sets with a drop set at the end. Moving into barbell curls, that was a superset. Sorry, that was a drop set on both sets. Sorry, that was supersets. We put 2 exercises together. What am I talking about? That was a drop set on both sets. Then we went into lateral raises, which we did 2 sets, drop set at the end. Straight into rear delt pulls with a cable, and we did no rest on those reps, 2 sets, no rest, both arms. Moving into hammer curls, drop set on both, drop set on just the second set. Moving into single arm machine rows, which I did 3 sets on, as I was meant to do cable rows, but there were some power lifters on the only cable row machine, and I didn't really want to wait And yeah, it was good workout, got a good pump. And then I spent 5 minutes looking at the treadmill and debating whether I should do just a quick 3 kilometer run. And the reason why I was debating and didn't just go and do it was because I told myself, oh, Alex, don't worry about doing a run today, just relax. Run on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday and Saturday. You'll be fine, you don't need to run today. And while I said this to myself, I was just looking at the treadmill, and all day, well not all day actually, on my drive back, I was listening to some great songs that would have been amazing while running. And I thought to myself, why don't you just go on a run, Alex? Why don't you just do a quick 3k run? It won't really hurt your legs, it's only 3k. You know, you can basically relax and run, you know. So 3 kilometers is only half of what you actually do. Just do a 3k run, Alex, you'll be alright. This is what I told myself. And subsequently, I did a 4k run. I will admit, it was a really good run. I had some great songs playing. And yeah, I had a good time. It was a good run. So I did 4 kilometers. It'll be somewhere here in the video, probably in the very, very corner, like where I usually put it. But yeah, it was a really good run. Really enjoyable. I bet people in the gym thought it was weird. I was swerving on the treadmill, very, very odd. Trying to groove to the song, or one of the songs I was listening to, bobbing my head while I was running. But it was really, really good. The endorphins were really high. I literally got the runner's high, maybe 0.7 kilometers into the run, when you really should be getting it after the run. But I think I really wanted to go on a run from listening to like all the great songs I was listening to on the drive back from work. So yeah, subsequently that was a good run. You know, and my biggest problem is right now, as of the last week, whenever I'm singing on the treadmill or mouthing the words, I'm not breathing properly. Because obviously when you're singing, or if you're, let's say it's a rap song, and they're literally going bar from, like, you know, bar to bar, back to back to back, and they're not taking a breather, so you're not taking a breather either, and you're running, and then you literally go from a nice steady 159 beats per minute, you know, zone 3 run, to zone 4 encroaching on zone 5, because you've decided to rap every single word of, for example, Lil Baby, or I think, what song was it called? 3-Headed Goat, or something like that. The one with DJ Khaled and Lil Durk. Me, I just literally just was like, that's me. And I was just, I was literally just singing the whole thing. Yeah, it was ridiculous. And my heart rate went right up to 165 beats per minute, and I looked at my watch and I was like, oh, come on, Alex, what are you doing? So then I just stopped singing after that. And but if I did sing, I'd just say a few words, like mouth them. Obviously I wasn't singing in the gym. Yeah. You can tell I enjoyed the workout. And I enjoyed the run as well. So yeah, good run, good workout. Gonna go home, gonna have a shower, going to make some food, going to write down somewhere where I can see in the morning, weigh yourself, because I didn't do it today. I'm kind of annoyed because, well, I'm kind of annoyed and relieved. I look kind of fat, or kind of bloated this morning, so I'm kind of happy I didn't weigh myself, because maybe it would have been inaccurate reading, as like we went to an all-you-can-eat buffet on the Sunday in Coventry with my brother. So I'm kind of happy I didn't go, but I'll weigh myself tomorrow, and I will allow myself to benefit the doubt, and with whatever weight comes out. But yeah, and if tomorrow morning when I weigh myself and it's not at least a kilo lighter, because it really should be based on what I've eaten and the maths I've done, worked out in my head, I'm gonna redo the entire diet. Not the entire diet. I'm either gonna drop things in terms of amounts, maybe just drop rice from my meal at lunch, or redo the entire diet with a very, very high protein amount, because I cannot be caught over 100 kilos in the next month. I've got to be below 100 at least. So I'm not working out this hard in the gym and going this hard in my runs to not be. And I know you need to lose weight slowly. I get that. A kilo a week for a guy who over 100 kilos is nothing that could be considered too much. Anyhow, I'm gonna go in now, just parked up. I really appreciate you guys watching. Sorry for not recording on the weekends. It's absolutely my fault. I take that one on the chin. And I'll get better. Trust me, I'll get better. But the UFC was so good on Saturday. Crazy results. And I was really busy on the Sunday. So apologies. I will be better. I will try harder. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you have an amazing morning, an amazing afternoon, an amazing evening, wherever you are in the world. And I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace.